All right, I've heard it said that all filmmaking really is problem solving. And when it comes to problem solving, you need to make sure you have the right tools in your kit, so regardless of the problem that comes your way, you can fix it. Let's get into it. First up is this SmallRig Multi-Tool. Now, I think every filmmaker should have at least one of these, but if not more, because you could literally put one of these in every single camera bag you own and you never be without it. So I would say, I mean, it's like the Swiss Army knife for filmmakers. That's actually my only gripe though. It doesn't have a knife on it, but you do get a flat head, you get a Torx head, and you get a Phillips head. 4 different options for Allen keys. So like any sort of rigging, any sort of, filmmaking kinds of tasks that you might encounter, this thing will solve it. Now, the next couple tools kind of go together. First one is this SmallRig Magic Arm. Now, you've seen a SmallRig Magic Arm before. It's nothing special, but when you pair it with the old Impact Super Clamp, it creates kind of this like do everything, put something in a random place because you just can kind of tool. I mean, you could use this to mount a light in a random place. You could use it to mount a microphone in a hard to reach place. I even used one of these super clamps to mount a camera onto the end of a guitar or onto a mic stand. Yeah, there's tons of different uses for this. The point is, once you start messing around with these two tools, you'll realize that there's endless possibilities of what you could do with a Magic Arm and a super clamp. Next is the 5-in-1 reflector. Now I know it's not revolutionary at all, but it's one of those things that I think is really just like a base level kit. If you need to diffuse some light, if you need to really just block out any light, you can use the black side for that. And if you need to bounce some light, there's a white side for that. There's even a gold and a silver side, although the use case for that is pretty limited. My point is, I think it's useful to spend $25 on one of these and throw it in your kit. When you're in a pinch and you need to quickly diffuse something, it's right there for you. Now, when it comes to problem solving, the pinnacle of any problem solving situation is Gaff Tape. Like, this is like the everyday carry for every filmmaker. This is what should be in it. Gaff Tape. I mean, it fixes everything. Now, when it comes to lighting, a general rule is that the bigger the source, the softer the source. So if you're looking for really soft lighting, then a lot of times you'll actually need to hang up a sheet of diffusion. But those sheets of diffusion can be pretty expensive. Then that's where our next tool comes in. You can actually buy a 6x6 shower curtain on Amazon for like $7. Getting one of these shower curtains is gonna be super beneficial, and it suddenly means that you can create a 6x6 source with one stand and a cheap shower curtain. I mean, what more could you want? But on the flip side, if you need to block out any light, then a black furniture blanket might be the best tool. I mean, a furniture blanket actually allows you to not only block out light, but it allows you to create a negative fill, which is actually what's happening on the left side of my frame here. Or it's a great tool to kind of diffuse sound. You could hang it up to deaden some sound coming in, or you could just lay it out on the floor if you're in like a echoey room or something. But they're pretty cheap and they come in handy on basically every shoot you're going to be on. Next up, we have super clamps. Now, at a base level, these can be used to hang up different types of fabric, but honestly, I think they're kind of like Gaff Tape in that when you're doing some problem solving on set and you just have something you're like, I just need to like clamp this thing to this thing or whatever, these are going to come in handy for sure. And they even come in these cute little sizes like this guy. Another amazing tool that can be super useful in solving problems is the age-old legendary Bongo Tie. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. It's literally just a rubber band, but that little wooden bongo means that you can actually use the rubber band and wrap it around itself and then loop it onto the bongo, and you get like double the strength of a regular rubber band. You could also just use it like a regular rubber band and put it around your wrist or whatever. It's not uncommon to see dudes running around with like 20 of these on the wrist like they're silly bands and they're back in 5th grade, but they're honestly super helpful. But the last tool is something that you'll find a lot of lighting technicians using or keeping a whole grouping of, and it's actually called a ground lifter. And basically what this does is it takes a 2-prong outlet and it transfers it to a 3-prong outlet. Most of the lights and power supplies that you use in filmmaking need this 3-prong outlet. They're probably gonna sit in your kit to the point of like you don't even realize that you have them, but then one day you're gonna show up to a location, it's gonna be all 2 prongs everywhere, and you're gonna be like, I got a solution, and that's when you need them. But let me level with you. None of these tools are fun to buy. They're not cool. They're not sexy. They're probably the last thing that you actually want to buy. But I think that they are super, super useful. And having a solid toolkit of different things that you can kind of work together a solution with could come in handy on your next shoot. And that's why I have all of them. One way or another, I've ran into an issue and I've thought, I need this tool. And so I got it, and now it's on this list. The good thing is they're all affordable. They're all linked in the description. Those are affiliate links and they do help support the channel, but I don't really even care if you use them. I just put them there so it's easy for you to find stuff. But anyways, I hope you found this video helpful. And until next time, let's get out there and make better films.